Avram Avinu, Abraham, goes through 10 tests in order to become the Avram Avinu, that tzaddik, the righteous one as we know him, the legend as we know him. Rashi, among others, tell us that the climax of all the tests, the 10th one out of his 10 tests, is he has to go and offer up his own son. One can't begin to imagine how tough that must have been, even though, of course, we know the end of the story with hindsight. He didn't actually have to offer him, but the fact he was willing to, wow, that must have been such a high, such a spiritual high. And yet Rabbeinu Yonah comes in and he says, no. In actual fact, his 10th and final test was actually after the fact that he was willing to offer up his son. The final test, says Rabbeinu Yonah, was that right after this, Hashem turns around to him and says, I'm sorry to break this to you. I know you're feeling all high right now. I know you're feeling all spiritual right now, but your wife has passed away. What a blow. I mean, Avram Avinu is up there on top of the world right now. And the next thing you know, he's crying, bearing the love of his life, the one that carried him through everything, his other half, some would say his better half. That was the toughest challenge of all. As he got down from that huge high, and now it's just, oh my, how am I going to deal with this? That's beyond anything. There's a very famous pasuk, Sheva Yipal Tzadik V'Kam. A tzaddik falls, a righteous person falls 7 times and gets up. And everybody understands the most logical explanation of that is what? That a tzaddik is only a tzaddik, he's only righteous. Why? Because he or she got up every time they fell. Says the Chavetz Chaim, an even deeper pshat, an even deeper explanation. Says the Chavetz Chaim something beautiful. He says, no. He says, what it means in that pasuk is not just that you get up every time you fall, but rather you're not a tzaddik or a tzaddikes unless you've fallen over and over and over again. Life is about challenges. No one ever said easy equals good. And I'll end with a beautiful line, because we all know that when we go through our challenges, that's what builds us to be the person that we're meant to be. The person that we're destined to be. With all that greatness, we've got to go through those challenges. We got to go through those tough times. I'll end off with a beautiful line that was once shared with me by a friend of mine. He said, don't tell Hashem how big your troubles are. Tell your troubles how big Hashem is. Have an amazing Shabbos. Shabbat Shalom.